Hey everybody, Stephanie here with the Machine Gun Nest with today's legal update. Now listen, this is a really important update, and I want you to listen even if you are not interested in guns, you don't care about gun law, you don't care about gun policy. What I'm going to explain is something that actually transcends gun law, but is a symptom that is manifesting itself in gun law right now. So on July 26th, the ATF has decided that rare breed FRT 15 triggers are machine guns. What does that mean, and why do you care about this? So FRT stands for Forced Reset. It is a trigger that you can drop into any semi-automatic AR platform rifle, and it forces a reset. And what that means is that you are still cycling one round per trigger pull.
It's the Forced Reset trigger from Rare Breed. Well, think of it as a binary trigger on steroids in that it allows you to shoot a lot faster than you normally would. How does it achieve this? Well, when the hammer becomes recocked at the end of its stroke, it hits a lump at the back of the trigger bar right here, which forces this trigger forward into your finger. In the past, versions of this trigger have had problems with hammer follow. And what happens is the hammer just goes right behind the bolt carrier group into battery and doesn't have enough velocity at that point in order to light the primer. This stops that from happening because there's an extra little catch here which traps the trigger at the back of its stroke when it's fully cocked until the back of the bolt carrier hits it and releases it and allows the trigger to go forward again.
What do we get? 125. Very close. Still semi-auto function, manipulating the trigger. Just with the BCG coming back and forth and hitting the bar on the FRT trigger allows you to function and a little more seamless by giving you the help there of pushing the trigger back out. But still, right on par with a pretty full-on race trigger and a race gun.
But the ATF has decided that this mechanism converts that firearm into a machine gun. Now the problem with this is that they have changed a rule that turns law-abiding citizens into criminals overnight. Now America, as a constitutional republic, we have elected leaders and an arduous legislative process that is to prevent this very thing from happening. We want our elected officials to go onto the floor, debate the pros and cons, and then execute the will of the people. And when we have a law enforcement agency acting through executive fiat by just changing these rules and criminalizing people, it sets a terrifying precedent. What if the CDC decided that they changed a rule and it would criminalize you overnight? If you think this is okay, they just haven't come for something important to you yet. And this is a precedent that is giving the government way too much power. So where did this start? On July 26th, Rare Breed LLC received a letter from the ATF telling them to cease and desist sales immediately and that their product was converting semi-automatic rifles into machine guns. They were given 5 days to come up with a plan to work with their prior customers to, I'm not even sure what exactly. Rare Breed did not just take this lying down. They have had a hearing and we're waiting to hear results of that. Rare Breed is set to explain at their court case that this is not converting firearms into full auto or a machine gun. A machine gun is something that operates by a completely different mechanism. A machine gun releases more than one round per trigger pull. Now the forced reset device, while it may increase the rate of fire, is still categorized as a semi-automatic weapon because it's only releasing one round per trigger pull. So it is not changing any of the main components of this firearm and still fits the definition of semi-automatic. Now, part of the problem is that President Trump, when he was in office, set this dangerous precedent with the bump stock ban because nominee David Chipman now, according to this precedent, would be able to come in and say, your AR-15 is a machine gun. So he has voiced many times that he would actually like to ban the AR-15.
Do you believe in banning assault weapons?
I do, sir. With respect to the AR-15, I support a ban that those firearms could be treated under the NFA and regulated that way, which would deal with those currently in the possession of Americans.
And he has written in a piece called Legal and Lethal, which I highly recommend that you read, during his time at Giffords working as a gun control activist, anything chambered higher than 22 that takes a detachable box magazine could be classified as a machine gun. This is a terrifying precedent because none of these things are happening through a legislative process. Congress has been silent on all of this. What they've essentially been doing is saying, this is illegal, this is illegal, this is illegal, and it's like a runaway train and nothing can be done to stop it. This is not how a constitutional republic operates. This is not a democracy, and this is not a government by the people, for the people, and of the people. This is not how laws should be changed or created. So what can you do as a gun owner, as a listener, as a supporter to take action? You can go to Firearms Policy Coalition or Gun Owners of America and donate. They are doing incredible work on the front lines and supporting our rights. We'll let you know as soon as anything happens.